Okay, this is Native Honor Hours. We're back in...
Is this a podcast? Are we podcasting?
No, we're going to... Do I have to explain this to you again? We're taping these so that we can show them.
Taping them? We're taping them?
For the show.
Or are we doing it digitally?
We're taping them digitally.
You can tape digitally?
Yes. And this is an interview
with Chris
Marshall, one of the directors.
One of the most amazing filmmakers coming out of Omaha, Nebraska today. He's one of our rising young talents.
We had one of his videos here play at our Native Film Festival at University of Nebraska, Omaha. And we got Chris with us to tell us a little bit about the film. And
which, by the way, screened this afternoon, and it was amazing. And
executive producers right here?
Yes. If you didn't get to see it today, we will be rebroadcasting it November 19th. Did we think about November 19th up in the ballroom? Because
you know what the best part of that video was?
Executive producer.
Yeah, and he spelled our names right.
I know, thank you.
That was a bit. No,
I had your book to spell your name with. I had to look at your book.
No, there were other parts that are equally as good as that.
Not for you. Let's be real. Seeing your name up there was the best part of the world for you.
I have to say so. But
it was
other
amazing.
than that, Chris,
you made me cry.
What was the name of the film first?
It's called 40 Years Celebrating Wounded Knee. It's about the 40th anniversary of the occupation back in February of this year.
Okay, and Chris and Donnell Keeler made the journey back to Donnell, one of our local community members here, was actually involved in the Wounded Knee 40 years ago. Actually,
what is today?
And the 41st anniversary of the we don't want to say occupation.
Occupation.
No, we're going to say the takeover.
No, it was the occupation.
Takeover?
That's
occupation.
War.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right. Occupation. See, they did Occupied before they did this Wall Street stuff.
Yes.
They occupied the BIA building in Washington, D.C. So he was a part of that. Today's the 41st anniversary. And we're here.
And it was an amazing movie.
And he was able to share some of his experiences with us.
Yeah, there was a whole week lined up in February for the... that's my son in the audio back here.
He's an actor,
an
budding actor.
But there was that whole week in Pine Ridge dedicated to the occupation. There was a celebration. There was a powwow. There was a remembrance ceremony for Russell Means. There was a four-directional march into Wounded Knee, and there was a big concert event. All Native musicians playing in the Pine Ridge High School gym.
Was my brother Gary there?
No, he wasn't. Unfortunately,
he's Canada. He wasn't AIM.
I can see him being an AIM. But anyway, go ahead.
But my film chronicles that week, 4 events from that week. The chapter meeting, different chapters of AIM met in the casino for this big seminar. Then I got the 4-directional march into Wounded Knee as well. And there was it was really cold that week.
Oh.
My batteries, I had 2 cameras, 2 handheld HD cameras, and 4 batteries I could rotate out. And there was 2 other film crews there too, professional film crews. I mean, they were in jeans. There's like 4-man crews, and there were black shirts, jeans. So I wasn't the only camera guy there, and they had these big tank cameras as well. And
there was Chris. You got the
tiny little.
What though? I also heard that Spirit drains batteries. And I bet there was a lot of spirit up there. That could have been it too.
There's a lot of energy up on the hills. And then
Have you ever been to Wounded Knee, Ed?
No.
You just went tonight earlier.
When you walk onto Wounded Knee, you feel it. It just feels weird.
But my point I was going to make with
when I was
the
done
4-man
speaking,
crew.
is that what you were going to?
Yeah, I was going to interrupt you again because my point was more valid than yours. But when you had the 4-man crew, I bet they didn't. The guys that you got to speak on your video, I bet they didn't talk to them, did they?
They did not. No, I was the morning before we left.
Came through. They're like.
The morning we left, I got those last 3 interviews with Crow Dog and John Thomas and Melvin in the motel room. And we were leaving. We were packing up, ready to go, and they all wanted to be on camera. So it was really amazing. I got them to be on camera.
Because they don't talk. AIM people don't talk. It's like the boarding schools. They don't talk about it. It was their experience. They don't share.
And then at least the very thing you had to earn their trust. I'm sure Donnell gave you a lot of cred.
Donnell introduced me to quite a bit of them. I had to get most of them. He introduced me to. Other times I had to go out myself and find these interviews. Like at Wounded Knee, the morning of the march, I met not John Thomas, but the gentleman from Brazil, the non-native gentleman. I forget his name.
I can't remember his name either.
Bill. His name is Bill. Bill. Wilt. Oh, God. It's my movie, and I forgot his
Look
name.
it up in the video. Watch
But
it.
he was present at the occupation, and he's non-native. In his interview, we went on to say he was non-native, but he was there for the same issues that the Indian people were there for. And he was in the interview. It was that morning of the march. He just kind of walked up to me out of nowhere, wanted to know where the direction started, the march started, and I got the interview on the spot.
Wow. Well, you know what, too? You're a native filmmaker. And that's just new. That's within a very short period of time. We've watched movies made about us by someone who doesn't understand us. I'm sure they're a lot more open to talking to natives because you understand. You understand the unspoken things that other film crews don't. So I bet it was a lot easier to talk to you.
And that's not those other film crews. Those two professional crews. They were all white crews. All of them were. Well, both sets.
Yep. Why would we give our story to someone who is not going to represent it correctly?
You know what's cool too is that actually, if you weren't here and you missed it, but Donnell, after the film, got up there, and before he was like, I don't want to talk.
Donnell doesn't talk.
I know, but Donnell got up there, man. He was representing, wasn't he?
He was.
You could tell how much it
Someone
meant
should
to
have had
him.
a camera running on that.
It was nice to see all those old men being young again. And that's what it did. You could tell they had a little extra sparkle in their eye. They were going home. They were going home to where they started out. Donnell was talking about his beginnings, how he started with AIM. Those were the people he started with. I can't imagine, no matter how famous I am, I'll still come back and speak to you when you're sweeping the halls.
We'll be
Because
doing
I remember-
interviews from the federal prison. 'Cause when she makes parole in about 20 years, when she comes back to
For
us.
killing Ed.
So, no, she'd do life. She'd get the death sentence. for
I'm not
that.
sure anybody would even prosecute me for taking you out. We would have extenuating circumstances.
She'd argue the lesser of two evils defense.
Yes.
Anyway, Chris,
The screening today at 3 p.m. was in competition with
Josuke Spencer.
Chaske's acting workshop.
And we heard all the young
young.
kids were over there, so.
So we're
But the old school people were there
rebroadcasting.
watching.
We're rebroadcasting it, and we'll get the word out.
We're broadcasting from the Epley Administration Building here at
Yep.
the campus,
Yep.
University of Nebraska, Omaha. If you're not here, then you're missing
You're
out.
missing out. You're missing on the first Native American Film Festival in Omaha.
In Omaha. Well,
And it's us.
Hopefully we'll be able to do this again, but we appreciate Chris making that
And we
film
love your baby.
Oh, I do too.
Arthur's my fave.
and giving us some home cooking in terms of the
And putting
film
Ed's name up
producers.
there.
And I'd like to also say a few words about the OPS's Film Festival.
Please do.
It's the Native Indigenous Center Education Film Festival, the NICE program. We're having it on November 15th at the Jocelyn Art Museum. I taught a film camp this summer. 6 kids made their own short films, 6 minutes
and
long.
they're good.
They're really good.
Oh,
One of
they're
them's a post-apocalyptic America survival type movie.
I
The
liked
other one's-
the Buffalo Hunter.
Yeah, Landon did this really amazing living on the res, learning who he is type, all within 5 minutes. It's a big message in like 5 minutes. And there's also a bullying PSA, as well as season 2 of our cooking show.
Oh,
which
you're going this
Cindy's
time.
a star in that one.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Me and
How
Cassie.
did that turn out?
It's looking really good. The shots are a little more sophisticated since last year's.
Sophisticated with what you're working with here?
In terms of
about that.
I chewed
angles
with
and
my
scene
mouth
composition.
shut this year, just on purpose. I was watching.
Oh,
the
you were conscious of that. You knew he was around, didn't you?
Yes.
They were the
Any
be-
other time.
They were the best shots. Her eating were the best
I know. I heard that got
I
the biggest
enjoy
laugh
my
last
food
time.
so much.
I think though when my head came into the screen, everybody started laughing last time.
Well, that's because it took up the whole
Took up
screen.
the whole screen. I know you got me on there, but that doesn't hurt. I know I got a big head.
You have to come this time. Me and Cassie had to do it last time. This time you
I might
have
be
to
out of town
there.
that
No,
weekend.
I'm afraid you're not.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Chris.
Yeah,
and,
Chris, we really appreciate it. And we'll see you at the Omaha Public Schools. Nice one. We
Yes.
will be there.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you very much.
Thank you very much.